Hey everyone, today I thought I would share with you what our second semester plans are for our homeschool. So if you're new here, I have a 4th grader and a 7th grader. I just recently filmed our mid-year update so you can kind of see what we did the first half of our year and versus, I guess, what I planned to do the first half of the year, what we actually did. But in this video, I'm going to share with you kind of where we are going heading into second semester. So I'm not going to show you everything that we're doing. I'm just going to show you anything that I'm adding or that is different from our previous semester. So I'm going to start with our family subjects. A little bit has changed here, but not a ton. So I just updated our kind of spreadsheet schedule. These are the things that we do together. Typically on Fridays is when we do the bulk of our family subjects. And so the things that really haven't changed are states and regions study, our philosophy and ethics, power of the people, and creative writing. It did change from last semester, but I talked about this in our mid-year update. So one thing that has changed is that I need less unit studies. I get really excited about certain topics and turn it into a unit study, which lasts us at least a month, and it's been too much. So I only have 2 actually planned for our second semester. One is on immigration, and I will make a separate video if you're interested on my plans for that particular unit study, but we're going to do that one. And then we're going to do one on like family history, genealogy, research, all of that. So those are the only 2 unit studies I have planned right now. Another thing I added in as a group subject is Hearth and Stories Brain Food. Now, I had my daughter, she actually just started it last week. I had this as part of her Friday work, but I decided, you know what, I'm gonna have them both do it and we'll do it together. So we'll just repeat the week, what she did last week. And we're doing more than one lesson in a day because this is meant to go for a whole semester, or a whole year, I'm sorry. I think I didn't print, I may not have printed the last page. I think there were 27 lessons, but we will combine some of those into, more than one into a week. So, excuse me, this is something we're going to add in to our Fridays. And what else do I have? Oh, this isn't new, but we've been doing Grammar Voyage, and so I went ahead and put that on our schedule as well. And I've got that laid out for us to finish it, doing a small section each Friday. And then my kids also do, they have a clipboard of multiplication fluency that they do every morning of the week, Monday through Thursday. And so they're also, I've added the Grammar Voyage sentence analysis to that as well. So they do that every morning, just kind of independently. And then our audiobook. If you watch my mid-year update for our family subjects, you know that we did not get through our read alouds that I had hoped to first semester. And I believe we had 7 that we hadn't done first semester. This one we're almost done with, The Incorrigible Children of Ashton Place. But so I decided we're going to do them a little bit on Friday when we're working on our state study stuff. When they're filling in their book, we can have it playing in the background. And then also because we joined a co-op for this semester, we have a very long commute and we can listen to them in the car. So I went through all the 7 that I had left, and honestly, I went through each of them and I looked up how many hours the audiobook was to get an idea of what kind of time I was going to need to get through them all. We would not be able to get through all 7 of them. So I picked, I picked Incorrigible Children because we're almost done with it. And then the other 4 I picked, and I picked Ahimsa. It sounds good, but also I had already bought the Audible version of it because I couldn't get it from the library. And then the other 3 that I picked because they sounded the most interesting to me. So anyway, I scheduled these in based on the amount of hours they're going to take to listen to, and then I try to put a little schedule and a little wiggle room as well in case we miss a day for some reason. So fingers crossed we will get through those audiobooks, and I can say we did some read alouds this year. And then I also added back in kind of group family style art. We have the Atelier art videos. I've made a whole review video on those. And I want to get back to them. I think they're really good and I enjoy them as well. So I've added those in, but I also alternated them with scrapbooking. I made a video, which I will link, about what we were doing for Ohio history for my 4th grader this year. And part of that was taking little field trips around the state and creating a scrapbook of those places. And so we're a little backed up on field trips versus what we've scrapbooked. So I'm just going to schedule that into our Fridays every other. We won't have time to do both scrapbooking and art on a Friday with all this other stuff. So I just scheduled them in alternating with the Atelier art. And then I planned one special art unit on neon art, which is based on an exhibit we saw recently on a field trip to the art museum. So that's kind of like a special one that will be next week. But that's kind of what's on tap for our family subjects for the 2nd semester. Now, I will show you my 7th grader. For her, not much has changed. I'm not adding a ton in for her. Most of her curriculum is 36-week curriculum. We're not really ahead in it. We're just right where we should be. So she doesn't have much new stuff really being added in. We did add in Matthew C. Along with her Math with Confidence, but I talked about that in our mid-year update. She right now is doing the Mark Kistler You Can Draw in 30 Days for art. She will finish that before the end of the year. And so she will finish what I had purchased for her for this year for art, and that's Thistles and Biscuits Comic Arts Volume 2. She did Volume 1 the first part of the year, and then I decided to pause and have her do the drawing book, and then we'll come back and finish this for the last part of our 2nd semester. So that will be added in for her. And then I have 4 other books that I specifically wanted to get through with her. We have one-on-one time during our homeschool 1 day a week, and these were things that I wanted to do with her. So I went through and, oh, just a minute.
This is a reminder. Complete morning routine.
Sorry, that is our morning alarm so that everyone is on the same page to get their stuff done before we start school in 30 minutes. So these are specific topics and books that I want to go through with her. And so I went through and spent some time deciding how long I thought it was going to take to get through each of these, and just made myself a little note here. And so I think what we're going to do is during our one-on-one time, we will do, oh, hey, that's yours right there. That, yeah, thank you. That's fine. Okay. We will kind of introduce whatever the chapter is during our one-on-one time, and then she will work through the rest of what I have marked off for that week kind of independently. Now, these add up to more weeks than we have left in our semester, but my hope is I went through and kind of looked at most of her work won't be completed early. Like she won't finish it early in the semester. So as I said, most of her curriculum won't be finished early. However, she does have a few things. Her science, she will finish early. Fix-It Grammar, I think she will finish a few weeks early. Anyway, so my thought is that towards the end of the semester, she can double up. I mean, she can do 2 of these at once her schedule is lightened just a little bit. So we will get through all of them. This is Think for Yourself, The Ultimate Guide to Critical Thinking in an Age of Information Overload. And for a lot of these, she's not doing anything more than just reading it. Like this one, she'll read, and then there are like some little quizzes throughout. Let's see, yeah, like that. but this isn't going to take a lot from her. But she will read the assigned pages and then she and I will discuss it. So there's that one. This, I believe I shared in another video as well. This is a guide for teens. What do you really want? How to set a goal and go for it. This one will take a little longer to get through and she will have some other work to do with it. And there are like little worksheets that you do as you go through it. And I have a few other resources for this goals unit, but that's that. And then I also have the Rebel Girls Growing Up Powerful Money Matters book, a guide to saving, spending, and everything in between. And so this one I would like to work through with her as well. And then the one we're working through right now is Thriving with ADHD Workbook for Teens, Improve Focus, Get Organized, and Succeed. So she has that one. Okay, so that's everything I have for my 7th grader that is kind of new for our 2nd semester. Now, my 4th grader has the bulk of the new stuff, and that is because he works really fast. And so he has worked through a lot and finished a lot of the curriculum that I had planned for him for first semester. So, or if he's not finished it, he will finish it in the coming week. So I went through all of his curriculum and made notes as to like when he was going to finish things. And I have little notes in my planner of like dates he's going to finish certain subjects. So let me show you what I'm adding in as he finishes things. Okay, I have a few other things actually for my 7th grader that I forgot about. I do think I've mentioned them in other videos though, but I will share them here because I am adding them in for her. And the first one is this Minimus mouse, this Starting Out Latin. I had gotten this off of eBay for her, and I have a DVD that goes with it as well. I'd originally gotten this for her to add in when she finished Latin, but I don't think she's going to finish Latin early. I think it's going to take us likely to the end of the semester. So we're just going to add this in on one of her Latin days just for something a little more fun in Latin. So we have that for her. I already showed you those. And then I had mentioned this in another video, but I'll share it here as well. She's doing Science Mom. She did Biology 1 first semester, and she's working on Biology 2 second semester. She will finish it before the end of the semester. And I had gotten, this has been in the plan since the beginning, but this Ferret Ecology, it's a problem-based learning unit from Royal Fireworks Press. And there's a little novel that I have for her to read with it. So that is something that will be added in for her towards the end of the semester. All right, so my son has the most additions because he works really fast and he has already finished some things for this semester, like at the end of first semester. And then as this semester progresses, he will be finishing a lot of things. So we're going to do a couple unit studies for him that I thought would be fun on topics he's really interested in. So I have the ornithology patchwork study from Harbor and Sprout. I did a whole other video on this, so I will link that. But we're going to do this as like a 4-week unit study. I already kind of have it divided into weeks for him. We're not doing every part of it. I think we have, what did I pull here? We have the art, music, geography. I think I have history. He will be finishing Curiosity Chronicles here in the next month, I think. We have history, we have science, and nature study, I believe, writing. I think those are the ones I picked. So like this is, each section in here in this binder is like 1 week of things we will work through. And then, so I'm doing the ornithology, and then we're going to do their beekeeping unit as well. And this one there, I don't know if the sale's still going on, but they were running a buy one, get one free sale. And so I bought the primary level unit study, and I also bought the patchwork study because I could get them both for the same price, or like for the price of one. And I actually prefer the primary level unit study. In fact, I wish they had that for the ornithology, but they don't. They have patchwork and they have secondary. So anyway, for beekeeping, I got the primary, and then I will add in a little bit of the patchwork study, some of the pages that I liked, but for the most part, we will be working through these modules in here. And then at the end of each module, they have notebooking prompts and activity ideas. And so for each of these, beekeeping and ornithology, we have a novel that we will read because he will be finishing his Hearth and Story in February. And I even added in, he's doing 5th grade Hearth and Story literature this year. I added in one novel from their 4th grade unit, but even then he'll still finish in February. So for beekeeping, we're going to read The Last Beekeeper. And for the ornithology, we're going to read Duet. So those are some novels we will do along with these unit studies. And I think that that will be a lot of fun for him. And if you want another video of kind of everything how I set all of that up and what we add to those, let me know and I can share that. Let's see, there was something else I was going to share about that. Oh, so he will finish his vocabulary next week. And so I just made him a vocabulary notebook with pages in it, with the Freyer model on it. And so we will just do this for the rest of the year as we come across words in our unit studies or in other areas of his work. We will do vocabulary this way for him for the rest of the year. So we have that. Math, he does dimensions math. We started 4B. He will likely finish that before the end of the year, and I already have 5A for next year, so we'll just start that early for him if we need to. He will also finish grammar early. I may not worry too much about that, but I do have Editor-in-Chief grades 3 to 4 that he started last summer and didn't finish it. It was part of his summer work. So I will pull this out for him if I want him to do some more grammar. I have that in the pile. Let's see. Oh, also for math, when he finishes his multiplication fluency, which he will finish next week, I have the Singapore Math Sprints 3. He's doing 4th grade, but I thought I like this as kind of good review and keeping the math fresh. I also have 4. So whenever he finishes 3, he can move on to 4. He won't finish this year, but that's neither here nor there. So we have that for him as well. And then the last 2 things. So he is doing right now IEW's people and places in our community for writing. It's the structure and style kind of method, but they don't call it structure and style. And he's doing really great with it. We're actually skipping some units. It's meant for younger kids, but he will finish that relatively soon. And so I was kind of stuck on what to do next for writing. I have several little writing packs that I had planned to add in for that to kind of age that up. And so I have those that we have not done yet that I can do with him. I also have, because he's doing Hearth and Story this year, that comes with a writing component. And so I have that as well that we could potentially work through a little bit. This one I'm still deciding on. I also found this book at the thrift store the other day, and I really like the look of this. This is a 4th grade level, so we may do that. This part is TBD. I'm not sure yet exactly what we're gonna do for writing for the rest of the year, but those are some of my options. And then the last thing I have for him is just a pile of books that I would like to get through some of these with him. I don't know. If not, they will wait for next year, but we have his Thriving with ADHD that hopefully we will finish. And when we do, I just have a bunch of other little, mostly social emotional things, except this one is a math fun workbook. Right now we're working through, it's like the study book for gifted and talented tests for 4th grade. It's really great because it just has a lot of like, you know, reasoning and puzzle kinds of questions. But this is something I might plug in when we finish that. So these are all little books that I've picked up that I would like to do with him at some point. So that is mostly it. Oh, there was one other thing. Okay, the last thing I have for him, right now he's working through the Evan Moore Daily Science for 4th grade. He does it really fast. He's a science kid. And so I grabbed the 5th grade for him to work on. I don't know if we'll use this and our unit studies, but likely this will make an appearance as well. So that is everything that I have planned for him for 2nd semester. It's a lot for him, but he works so fast. And he works accurately through things. Like he remembers pretty much everything he reads, but he just works really fast through things. And so I need to just keep giving him stuff to do. So it looks like I have a lot planned for him, but that's why. So anyway, those are our plans for 2nd semester. We will be taking 2 weeks off in April, and then we will finish the week before Memorial Day. That will be our 36th week. So we have a lot to get done, but I think we can handle it. So anyway, those are our plans for 2nd semester. I can make further videos on some of the unit studies and things like that. If you're interested, let me know that down below, and I will talk to you down in the comments.